want to tell you one other thing though, David.
Yeah, sure.
Barbara had a piece she wanted us to work on, me and another actress named Sharon Shane at the studio, who we all love. And we were working on a piece, and it was in those rehearsals and the conversations that actors share in rehearsals when you're exploring things. It was in that time that Barbara found out that the leg and brace I was walking on all these years was always in pain. I always had bones hitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of Barbara and a referral she gave me, because she cared about the situation, that I opened up my mind to the possibility of trying to have my leg rebuilt again. And it was a bit of a journey, because the first time didn't work and we had to go in and do it a second time. But cut to, that was 2016, 2017. Here we are in 2021.
Right.
And for the first time in my life, I have a lot of days I walk across a room with no bones hitting and no pain. And I'm hiking mountains again. I have still some challenges. I still have to wear a brace when I hike, but I have a lot of days now without pain. And sometimes where I'll just get out of the car and skip across a parking lot, almost giddy because I'm not in pain. And if Barbara hadn't talked me into trying again, I might not have ever done that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so interesting too? I wrote on my notes before the interview, I said you had a lot of mountains to climb at an early age, which I didn't say. And now you just brought it up. Now you are climbing mountains, but it's not a metaphor. It's an act.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and climbing them without pain is a huge thing, because I always climbed them and I had this AFO brace up to my leg, and but I always paid for it. You know, there was always a lot of pain involved, and now it's, I mean, I can't tell you how much easier life is when every step doesn't feel like knives are being driven up your bones. It's a whole different it's a whole different game. And so I have Barbara to thank for that too, because, you know, you go through enough of those surgeries and challenges that don't work, and you just kind of start to live with what you have to live with. And I had lived with that pain since my mid 20s in New York City. And, you know, I just figured that I was stuck with that for life unless I wanted to amputate my leg. And somehow here we are. And I have Barbara to thank for that as well. You know, I hope I don't offend you, Barbara, when I say this,
No,
but
it's just killing me.
well, a lot of
so
times
painful for me to hear you say. I said, "Are you in pain?" At one point, you said all day long. I said, "Wait a minute. I'm, you know, pretty strong-willed. I'm not good at pain. I'm a big baby. I just go in the room and cry. I don't want to see anybody, and I'll just moan. That's what I do. Leave me alone. Let me make bad noises." I couldn't believe that this girl, this gorgeous, wonderful, gifted girl, was always in pain, which means you can't do drugs because you'd be out of it. That would be the end of your life.
Right.
Anyway, and so she's dealing with pain a whole day and night. I couldn't stand it. So I had to talk up. Then I worried about it because the first one didn't work, and I felt maybe I told her wrong. So I went through a certain amount of misery with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt bad telling her. It was like, it didn't work,
So,
something's
you know,
wrong.
the fact that she's achieved any hunk of time at all, any space, any part, there's relief, that's what you need, and you can deal with it. But all day long, I was like, I couldn't even sit in a chair. And it was just like, I can't right now. It's too terrible. But like
And
I say,
a lot
you're
of times I can go across a room now in a dress shoe, as long as it's a solid heel. I can go around in a dress shoe without a brace, which is a miracle in my world. So, but I feel like, I don't know, I have different belief system than Barbara, but I have often felt like there's some angels looking down on me, and I can't stop but thinking that there's too much of a coincidence that my mom's name was Barbara and her name is Barbara, and I've gotten so
And,
much
and I
mother.
do have wings. You can see those clearly, everybody, right? Get out of here.
I feel like that there's been some divine intervention, and I got some motherly guidance after all. I'm so grateful.
Well, it's good, honey. It's good. It's all good. Just keep writing, keep doing. You have lots to contribute.
Oh, thank
Any
you. Well,
gift.
I love the writing and creating, and I'm always so thrilled to write for great actors. And I've had a lot of fun writing for Barbara, and I want to do more.
Yeah,
And
we want to see it.
it's been a great gift. The Actor Studio has been my family. They've been my family.
That's
through,
what happens. It becomes your artistic family. And I would caution every single person that's out there listening to us, natter away here, attach yourself to it. Well, you are attached to a class, and attach yourself to a theater. See what you can do there, whatever it may be, to be at the box office, whatever your limitations might be in terms of certain things. But be connected to why you started this to begin with, because all the other stuff that goes out on the professional turf are like body blows, and you kind of forget what you started out to do, and instead you hear what they say, meaning the casting directors. Most of them, whatever they say, don't mean anything. They just want to get you out of the office. So they'll say, "Oh, if only you were blonde, if you were shorter, if you were taller, if you could jump rope," or whatever it is. They're just saying things to get you out of the room. If you don't take it in, what you go away with from an audition is, did I do what I set out to do? That's the only thing you own. Whatever they say, except somebody whose opinion you really value, don't listen to it. Don't take it in your body, because you'll be punished. You'll keep trying to fit something that isn't you to begin with. And pretty soon you lose you, and the only thing you're going to act out of is you. And if it's gone, you can't get it back exactly. So that's just something I've learned through watching a lot of people trying to adjust themselves to what they think those people who hire you want. Hang on to yourself.
That's probably the most important piece of
Yeah, that's
advice
the hard
anyone in
part
this industry could ever get.
Yeah, it is the hard part, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
All around, it's worth it.
It fits
So-
that new saying that's out there in the world today, you do you.
Well,
and actors have to remember.
Yeah, but it's a good part of you. It isn't you being, unconnected to other people. It's just you evaluating yourself
Yeah.
and staying with yourself, your own values. Each of you come from we come from very different backgrounds in terms of certain viewpoints about the world, religion, things like that. So what?
Yeah.
When I'm in a room with everybody just like you, it's so boring, I go crazy.
Exactly.
So you want to be with other people, but meanwhile, so it doesn't mean to disconnect from anything. It means to connect to everything, but keep yourself intact. Don't try to be something that you think they want you to be, whoever they are.
Exactly.
That's the hard part. And particularly when you're young, because you're flopping around anyway, trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
I found that with these high school kids last week. It was very interesting. They were a pretty amazing group of high school kids, much more grounded than most high school kids as such. They all had ideas and plans, or no plans, which is all right too. You'll find your way. And I always like being around young people because I'm kind of curious as to nowadays, what are they thinking about? It's the same old stuff. Sex, death, betrayal, murder, except the surround is pretty rough. What's going on in the world is pretty hard.
Yeah.
That they're dealing with a little young. So I lived, through a war when I was a kid. That wasn't fun either. So it had its impact and ugly things to know about young. So that is, never mind, I'm went on and on for no real reason except that Eileen, if I were a drinker, I would toast you. I don't even drink alcohol. And I wouldn't go to dinner if we have to eat another veggie meal.
Ah, well, we can go to dinner wherever you want, and I'll just eat the veggies.
Okay. That's what we do. That's what we do. See,
But
that's what I'm
Barbara, did
talking
you?
about, huh?
But Barbara,
Okay.
did you ever tell us what your next dream role was when he asked?
My what?
Your dream role that you wanted to play next?
Well, I started to tell you, I'm not a planner, but the last couple of years, I've been trying to get a production done of a very difficult, no, not difficult, but difficult to cast and produce because it has a gigantic cast, which nobody wants to do anymore. But it's a beautiful play by Zimmerman, a Swiss writer, called The Visit. And the thing is, it's a glam role. And the last bunch, my first bunch of years, I was playing all that glam stuff. First, dumb blonde, then a bunch of glam stuff, which I was happy to do, and it was fun. And then I started wishing to play regular people in funny clothes or whatever, not so glam. And now I've done that a lot. And I want to do one more glam role. And she is really glamorous. And I saw the Lunch do it, which nobody will know who they are anymore, probably. Here, when I first came to Los Angeles, at a theater which is long gone, the Biltmore, which was the theater here, where the hotel now has a tower, it was a theater, which became all right parking for a while. And I used to say, it's not all right when I was driving past. Can't be a parking lot when you were at theater. Anyway, it's an extraordinary play about greed, revenge. Everything is very pertinent today, let alone this woman is very glamorous. So I have a director for it, and it's the one thing I really thought up forward, because I never have. Everything has sort of been a surprise. And I haven't really planned. I do like to direct a lot with young kids at the Blank Theater, the Young Playwrights Festival. And I've done quite a bit of directing at the Actors Studio, which I also dearly, dearly love. Great fun for me. Not film. I like the theater. I like the small theater. Right. I don't have to deal with huge things that way.
Do you still teach there?
Pardon me?
Do you still teach there?
At the studio? No, I've stopped teaching for a while. And so I had a wonderful show ready to go at the Blank. We had the music, we were starting rehearsal the next day, and pandemic showed up. We were canceled. So I still had the music in my head, the set. Maybe the actors have gotten too old. I'll find out because they are also young.
Well, we all aged more than a year this last year.
Well, I don't know. They're kids. They're supposed to be high school kids, the main ones, and then they're older. Anyway, it's a funny play. And a good play, and it's about the Cuban Missile Crisis, and very well written, very funny. I was all geared up, ready to do that. My head is bubbling with ideas, and then stop. So okay, those are some of the things that will happen, and the rest of it, we'll see what goes on. I like that I don't know. I'm not. If it gets predictable, it's not any fun. You have to have a little bit of, I don't know what, diversity. Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't want to know what's going on next week or planning a vacation a year ahead or something like that, which most people do. I don't get that. I don't like to know, and I like what, I didn't think of that. Okay. I don't know why, but I think it's something good to have in you.
It keeps life exciting.
Yeah, it's better. I wouldn't be good knowing that what I'm doing next week and the week after forever.
Yeah.
It's just not my nature. So I don't know. The reason I started acting is because, and dance is because compared to the academics, which were very easy for me. I was an A+ student and did everybody else's term paper, but it didn't feel like I did anything. It didn't feel. It was so easy that I didn't feel challenged, oddly enough. And when I started dance and then acting, it was damn hard for me. And I liked that, don't ask, certain kind of I don't know what you call it, perversity, I think.
You love the challenge.
I did. Otherwise it didn't, everybody's always complimenting me, all these teachers and everybody. And it was like saying, well, yeah, I ate breakfast. It sounds arrogant maybe when I hear it, if I heard that from somebody else, but it just was the truth. All that was easy, and I was very academically streamed because of it. And then I found out, oh, look at these things. And when it got to acting, I said, we're gonna sit there while I fiddle around with my imagination.
Wow.
Wow. That's very extraordinary. That's like, you can't touch it exactly. It's so ephemeral, really. And I like that part of it. But I haven't recovered, obviously.
There are enough roles to keep you challenged for life, right?
Yes, yes. That's right, because who knows what's next, number one. And oh, what do I do with this? Oh, maybe this. All that starts cooking and it gets very exciting. Last week I found a couple of things right there on the set. Oh, wow, this would work. Let me try it. You know, it's just exciting to be that. Oddly enough, on while acting, I feel very much not your stopping time, but like your touching time. Touching time. It's very whoa, touch it.
I love that.
It's like I don't know what. Listen to the parrot.
It's exciting. I want to be like her when I grow up.
I know, me too.
I do.
I don't know. So anyway, that's my whole story, practically. Enough of this nonsense.
Thank
Take
you.
care, honey. All good things, huh?
Yes.
Well, what a wonderful surprise that you brought Barbara.
Oh my God. Well, you know, I thought this would be really amazing just to all hang out and I get a little piece of both of you.
Well, we've
We
never
all do.
done an interview together, so I
Really?
just love this. It's wonderful.
No. So there. Take care, honey bun. And
Thank you.
Mr. Zimmerman, thank you for
Thank
including
you.
me.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for being here, Barbara.
And I'm gonna go cook dinner and eat a steak. Ha ha ha.
We'll be right over.
Not Eileen.
And I'll eat all the vegetables.
Yeah, there are a few of those around. Okay. Take care,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye. Good night,
Yeah.
Barbara.